Welcome to the Currently Non-Collectible video. Before I get into the discussion about the Currently Non-Collectible Status, I just wanted to make a note that some of what I'm going to briefly discuss in this short video also pertains to the Offer and Compromise video, which is about a 15-minute video, which is number 2 in the lineup for my video channel. So I would refer you to go back and also look at that so that you understand what the Offer and Compromise video basically is and how it attaches to this currently non-collectible status. Now, before I get into the discussion about that, for disclosure, like in all my videos, remember that I'm giving you generalized tax scenarios essentially, and that every taxpayer's situation is different. There are no two taxpayer situations that are the same. I've rarely seen that, so have that in the back of your mind. Now, for the currently non-collectible status, okay, this is essentially a temporary status, okay. If you're currently non-collectible, then it's somewhat assumed that you have some type of tax liability, that you're in tax collections. The currently non-collectible status basically ceases all collection action against you for a temporary period of time. It in no way eliminates taxes whatsoever, okay? And you still are incurring penalties and interest. This is where the offer and compromise comes in and attaches to the currently non-collectible status, essentially, okay? And basically, if you're looking to try to reduce penalties or taxes or interest, you need to have the offer and compromise form be essentially attached to this, okay? Many of the same things that they're going to ask you to prove for a currently non-collectible status is the exact same things they're going to ask you to prove with the offer and compromise form. Therefore, be prepared to provide documentation for this, okay? They're going to have some criteria, much like what the offer and compromise situation is. And the criteria is probably going to be that you're current on your taxes, at least filing your taxes. Whether you owe or not, they're going to want to make sure that you're at least current on filing the taxes. While you're in the currently non-collectible statute, on the back end requisites, much like the offer and compromise, they're going to want to make sure that you stay current on filing your taxes, okay? These situations, there are special exemptions that, probably take it away from a temporary status, but again, that's where the offer and compromise form comes in. Most of the time, these temporary, currently non-collectible statuses, they're generally for like 6 months and a year, and mainly due to a loss of employment or some type of medical situation are the top 2 situations that I either read about or I come across with, or when I'm doing continuing professional education, what gets talked about a lot, it seems like. So, don't think that the currently non-collectible is like end all be all. All you have done is just somewhat delay things. Now, you can ask for that status while you're also asking for an offer and compromise, okay? And in certain situations, maybe it could be negotiated to delay interest to some degree. Penalties are a little different situation depending on what got you to this owing the IRS money, essentially. So this is, again, your individual situation is going to kind of dictate that a little bit. There's not kind of a one size fits all here. In a medical situation, if you have somebody that's, on long-term care and then all of a sudden becomes terminal, in that situation, then maybe the currently non-collectible status, can be somewhat extended indefinitely, because at that point, whether it's an offer and compromise or something, if somebody's going to be terminally ill, it kind of negates or revokes any kind of temporary thing that the IRS can impose. But there's really not many other things outside of that, what we've discussed here. Like I said, a lot of this attaches with the offer and compromise, so I highly recommend you go back and look at that as well. And again, I'm not in any situation here where I'm trying to get you to make any kind of pressured decision. My video and this video is to get you comfortable with reaching out and discussing what your individual problem is with me. Some of these problems intertwine, like with this video, which is why I note through this whole thing that referring back to that 15-minute offer and compromise video, if you're looking at this status, probably you would need to do.